Good morning to all our students. It is 1 minute past 8, so we are going to get started with this orientation program. To those of you who do not know me, I'm Ms. Jacqueline van Schalkwyk, and I am the Center for Student Support Manager at the Musgrave campus. And it's my absolute privilege today to kick off this orientation program by first just starting with a quick introduction on the program, just so that we know all of our students are aware of how the day is going to work, as well as just to ensure that you're not confused about anything and about getting the wrong links throughout the day. So I just quickly want to confirm, Adam, you can see my screen before I start with this presentation. Or any of the other panelists, if you could just...
Good morning, Jacqueline. I can see it perfectly and hear you perfectly.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Browning. So let's get started, students. We really just want to, I first just want to start off by welcoming you and just to remind you that you are our VIPs for the day. And we really hope that after today, you will feel at ease, you will feel motivated and excited to start your semester. And we hope that you will, after today, feel like you have gotten all of the answers you might have with regards to how the semester is going to go. So before I go into the program and how it's going to work today, I just quickly want to go over a few house rules just to ensure that the day runs smoothly. So the first one is to please only ask questions relevant to what the presenter is presenting. We know you are extremely excited to start with your studies, and you might be wondering a few things about something that's maybe not being mentioned at the moment, or what the presenter is presenting about. And so you might want to use the Q&A function and ask questions. But we really want to encourage you to rather wait a little bit and listen to what the presenter is saying, and to as well use the program to see what will be covered today, and to rather ask questions that's relevant to what is being presented. The reason for that is if you are asking questions that may be not relevant to what the presenter is saying, then what happens is we tend to fill the Q&A function with saying, please wait until the presenter covers it, or please wait until the next presenter, or whatever it might be. So we really want you to feel at ease after today. And so we rather want you to ask questions about what's being shared at that moment by the presenter. And if then you still don't have your answer after the presenter has presented, then by all means, please use the Q&A to ask your questions. Then the second rule is to please wait until the end of the presenter's presentation. So it's linking to the first rule, but sometimes you are very clever and you are thinking ahead. And so you already are asking something and you're jumping the gun just a little bit, and the presenter is still going to cover that. So wait until the end of the presenter's presentation to ask a question, and then the presenters will all stay on after their presentation and answer any questions that might have not been answered during their presentation. Then the third rule is to please be respectful. We know sometimes there might be some frustration. You might feel a little bit anxious or overwhelmed about everything that's being shared. And so sometimes you might feel like you are really unhappy or upset about something. But please ensure that when you are posting something on in the chat, in the Q&A, that it's always respectful, because we are going to answer you respectfully. And so let's return the favor. And then the last rule is really to just enjoy the day. We really want you to be excited about your studies. This is such an exciting journey to be on. And we really want you to engage and ask questions if it's not covered in the presentation, so that you do feel like excited and motivated to start this journey. So with that being said, I've mentioned it before, please make sure or make use of the Q&A function if you have questions about what is being shared and presented today. So we have a big variety of students joining us today in this first session. We have our undergraduate students who are either doing the higher certificate or the bachelor's in education and foundation-based teaching degree. And we have our postgraduate students joining, who's doing either the PGCE or the Advanced Diploma and TVET. So we have a big variety of students joining us today. And so the programs might be a little bit confusing. So we thought that we just want to quickly take you through the programs and give you an overview of how today is going to work. So the first session today is the session that you've joined just now. And for both the undergraduate and the postgraduate students, we are joining the same link. So we are all present in this link, and we're going to all be on this link from 8 to 10. Then for our undergraduate students, your second session today will be your qualification specific program. So that means at 10:15, your program is going to split into two. And so when you view your July intake orientation program, you will see that there are separate links for you to join for session 2. For our postgraduate students, you are not going to have just 2 sessions today. You are actually you're going to have 3 sessions today. So your first session today is going to be the session that you are joining now live from 8 to 10 together with our undergraduate students. Then thereafter, you're going to have session 2, which is your postgraduate general program. And then you are actually going to have a third session today, which is going to be your qualification specific program. Now, we know this might be a little bit confusing and overwhelming, but if you go, and we're going to take a look at your programs just now, but if you use your program to access the right link at the right time, there's no need to worry or to feel overwhelmed. You will be able to join the right session at the right time. So it's very important to look at your program and to ensure that you join the right link. So quickly, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to actually show you the 2 programs. And I'm just quickly going to take you through the layout of the program to ensure that you know exactly what's happening today. So I'm going to start off with our postgraduate program. So our undergraduate students, don't get confused. This is for our postgraduate students. So that is our PGCE and Advanced Diploma students. And so like I said, when you look at your program here, we see it's session 1, the national program, which you are joining currently, and you've used this Zoom link to join. And in this program, this is going to be exactly the same for undergraduate students. We are going to have the welcome of the orientation program, which you are currently busy with. Then our head of school is going to address you. Then we have our deputy registrar who's going to talk to you about student administration and support. Then our national service delivery manager is going to take you through QDesk and the Buddies program. And then lastly, we're going to end off this session, so session 1, with Canvas. Thereafter, we're going to give you 15 minutes to quickly take a comfort break. If you wanted to go quickly make yourself a cup of coffee, if you are fast like that, you can do so. And then by 10:15, you are now going to join your different links. So for postgraduate students, you are going to join your postgraduate general program session, which is a link for both the PGCE and the Advanced Diploma students to join. And in that session, you're going to be welcomed by your academic manager, and then you are going to be going through your Stadia academic journey, roadmap to success, where Dr. Les Meyering is going to address you. Then after session 2 for postgraduate students, you are going to break into 2 different groups where you're going to go and attend your qualification specific program. So PGCE students, you are going to join the link over here. And then our Advanced Diploma students, you are going to join the link over here. Then let's quickly have a look at our undergraduate program. Like I said before, the first session is exactly the same on both programs. We are all going to be on this link from 8 to 10. And then our undergraduate students, you are also going to have a 15-minute comfort break where you're going to leave the session and you're going to quickly maybe make a cup of coffee, and then you're going to join your qualification specific program. And for you, you only have 2 sessions today, our undergraduate students. So it's this main session that we are doing now, and then you're going to attend your qualification specific program. And you simply, when you hover over this little section that's highlighted in blue, where it says click here to join, you just click on that link and it will take you to the Teams meeting for the specific program. So that's just in a nutshell, a quick overview of what is happening today in today's session. Now, we have for the first time actually tried to not fill up your day too much, and we've divided your program into two parts. So the first part is today, where you are actually attending live, and then you are also going to have a second part, which is we're kind of calling it the extended orientation program, where during the next week you are actually going to have evening sessions, short evening sessions, where we will be addressing some of the like, for example, Center for Student Support topics, or for our undergraduate students, where we're going to talk to you about teaching practice module. So please ensure that you know that you would have received the program that is specifically covering the evening sessions, and it's included in that document that I just went through. So just to quickly explain, our undergraduate students and our postgraduate students, you will all have an extended orientation program, and the evening sessions will take place during this following week, so from the 31st of July to the 3rd of August. And I will quickly take you through that program just now as well, or just show you on your programs to quickly show you where you will find the information for those evening sessions. So you will see, let's start with postgraduate again. After the postgraduate program, you will see for today, you will see that there's a section called Evening Sessions, the 31st July to the 3rd of August. So postgraduate students, you will then see which date and time it's taking place. And then just like with today's links, there are links available that you can click on to join those evening sessions. For undergraduate students, yours is a little bit different, because you will see that you would have received a custom program specifically for your year group. This is the overall program where you can see, like, here's all students are included. This is just meant for first years, but you don't have to worry too much about getting confused if you are joining a session that you're not supposed to join, because the programs you received actually was custom to your year group. So you will only have those presentations and the links available on your program that's relevant to you and your year group. Okay, so let me just quickly go back to my presentation. Well, that's actually it. I don't have to go back to my presentation. So let me just quickly stop sharing. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, just an overview of today and how today is going to work. And if you have any concerns or you have issues with not being too sure about which links you need to join when, please feel free to use the Q&A and we will answer you. And also, if you have questions about those evening sessions, please feel free to reach out to us via the Q desk and we will gladly assist you in that way. With that being said, we are now going to then go over to our next presenter, who is our head of school, Dr. Leanne Browning. And she takes care of the entire School of Education. And she has such a beautiful gift of when she's addressing a group of people, she just has a way of speaking to the group. And so it's really my privilege to introduce Dr. Browning today. Dr. Browning is going to go over Stadia's mission and vision. She's going to go through the academic promise with you. She's going to look at the academic mantra, or Stadia's academic mantra. She's going to touch on the student journey, and then she's going to lastly talk about the School of Education's academic structure. So Dr. Browning, thank you so much for your time today. I know our students are going to be very blessed to be addressed by you today. And if you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Okay, good morning, students, and thank you very much for joining us this morning in this virtual meeting space that technology has wonderfully provided us so that we can be together when we're not physically together. So it is really wonderful that we are all here. I see the number of participants increasing significantly. And that's wonderful. that there are so many students who are joining us today. I want to start off, first of all, by welcoming and thanking the staff that are here today on this Saturday. There's a lot of background work that takes place to prepare for today's session and also to prepare for you when you start your academic journey, either as first-time students next semester or for our current students who are either in their second, third, or fourth year of their studies. And it's always exciting beginning another year along your student journey. So there are many staff here, and I really want to thank them for their planning and involvement and for making themselves available on a Saturday to share their experience and their expertise and offer you support. I would like to also then go on to say that I want to welcome you as student teachers. And I think it's really important that we understand you, your identity, and you assume this identity as student teachers, because that is what you are, regardless of the qualification for which you are registered. So you might be a higher certificate student, a new intake, you are keen to use this qualification to access the bachelor's study and the 4-year teacher qualification, or you might want to just complete the certificate and then find yourself a job in the ECD sector, a sector that desperately needs qualified teachers. I think the most important phase in schooling, when our little ones first go to school and we begin to lay the important foundations. You might also be a B.Ed foundation phase student who are on your journey of a 4-year qualification. You either a new intake, you might be straight from school, but there's many of you who are rethinking your careers and you're saying, I want to study to be a teacher at the same time you're doing your current job, whether it's in banking or retail or whatever it is. And you have been thinking about changing your life for a while. Of course, there's our PGCE July intake students, and those of you who will now have an undergraduate qualification, and you might be thinking, this is what I've always wanted to do. I've wanted to become a teacher. And so you are embarking on that after your undergraduate qual by completing your PGCE. The same applies to our advanced diploma TVET students who will have completed an undergraduate qualification and who now want to be a lecturer in a TVET institution. Some of you might be practicing teachers who need to get your qualification for SACE registration. And there's some of you've planned to be teachers your entire life, and some of you who you need a job. And so this is an opportunity. So I'd like to speak to all of you today, because I think you all, and I'll talk about the student journey, because you've all embarked on or currently on your student journey with us at Stadio. And I want to congratulate you for being here, for either being admitted into this new qualification or for continuing on your journey. And I want to remind you some very important statistics, that only 6% of the population have degrees and 3.4% have TVET certificates. And another important statistic is that 40% of first years drop out, and that only 35% of students who get a degree pass in matric actually get a place in a higher education institution. So given those statistics, it's really important for you to step back and understand the significance of the place that you find yourself in at this point in your life, that you have privileged and a privilege to be here, and we have a privilege to have you here. But I also want to remind you that you've also gone through a significant time in history that really has has placed pressure on you in a way that other generations have not had to go through. And I think the fact that you are here, that over the last 3 or 4 years, you've either managed to complete your undergraduate qualification or you've completed your schooling, and you've demonstrated graduate attributes that we at Stadio consider absolutely essential in the type of graduates that we want to produce. You have shown grit and resilience and adaptability and agility. And you will need all of those as you continue on your journey as a student teacher to then become a beginner teacher and then eventually a professional and fully competent teacher, something that our beloved country desperately needs. So I'd like to just remind you that you are living in a time of constant change in your daily life. Many of you during COVID would either suffered or lost family, and they are still suffering the consequences of COVID, whether it's loss of jobs and the economic pressure. You might have had your own personal journeys. Some of you may be struggling with anxiety and depression, and all of those kinds of challenges. And you will continue to manage those, and we will continue to provide you with the support. I think I also want to say that studying distance learning itself is also a challenge. It is a time when you first embark on the journey where you are very alone. It's not the same as the students who come onto campus and they get to sit next to other students. But you will, in your buddy groups, find other students. You will make connections on your WhatsApp groups, and you will begin to build a community to support you on your journey. What I'd like to talk to you about now is, and I'm going to just share a slide with you if you give me 2 minutes to do so. And moving between Zoom and Teams is sometimes a bit of a challenge. So I'm finding my presentation and I'm sharing it with you. And let's go here. And I'm going to check that you can see the presentation. Why are you not sharing? Because I can't see it. Can you see the presentation?
I can only see the end of the slideshow. So I think if you maybe use these arrows at the bottom, if you move forward, then you might see, I think it's like that. There we go. Oh.
Okay, let's try again. Sorry about that. Let me go back to the beginning. And can you see the slideshow? I'm going to try and share, go back to full slideshow and let's see. There we go. Okay, so can you all see it? It's the student journey.
It's perfect. Thank you, Dr. Browning.
You're welcome. So I've spoken to all of you and I mentioned frequently the student journey. And I'd just like to remind you about your journey that you've either embarked upon or you in the further on along in the cycle here. So for some of you, you might still be in the enrollment and registration. I'm aware that there might be some students here who haven't yet registered, and I'm hoping that what we present to you today will encourage you to register, complete your registration and embark on your student journey. And for many of you, you are registered, you might be starting for the first time. And what we are doing here is preparing you for your journey as you embark on teaching and learning. You'll find out more about student support. You'll find out about the big challenge, your assessments, how we assess you, and eventually you will walk across the stage during your process of graduation where you will get your certificate. Your journey continues as an alumni, and lifelong learning is something that really I speak a lot about. And I really think that this is just part of your continuing journey, especially as a teacher, how important it is to continue with lifelong learning in order to enhance your skills. what I'm also going to do today, in the short time that I've got, is just remind you of where you sit in a bigger context, because many of the things that you are going to encounter along your journey are so complex and are interrelated. So down here is you with your graduation cap, and you will have modules, but it's really important, and your program coordinators today will speak to you about your program. It's important to understand where your modules sit in your program and where your qualification and your final qualification that you will get. What you need to remember, particularly as student teachers, we work in a highly regulated environment where the requirements for your qualification are specified in regulatory documents. All our qualifications are submitted to the Council on Higher Education for our accreditation, but we also submit our programs to DHET. So the requirements for teaching practice, the content of your modules are all regulated by a policy that tries to ensure that you graduate as a well-qualified teacher with the right expertise for the phase and the subjects that you are going to be teaching. Another critical part is the schooling, college, industry context, because we are preparing you for a schooling reality out there, and we need to make sure that you are adequately prepared for that reality. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. Then, of course, there's the Stadio School of Education and the policies, procedures, and SOPs and so on that govern everything that we do. So when you hear about the QDesk, when you hear about the student handbook, all of those provide you with the policies and procedures that you must follow to ensure that you continue seamlessly along your student journey. And then, of course, there's our social context, our country that has the most amazing richness and potential in its diversity, but it also has, and that has come a long way from its very divisive and troubled past into a new phase of its life where we have new challenges. We are still struggling with unemployment. We are still struggling with poverty. And of course, we are struggling still to bring about equality in our communities. And of course, we are struggling with our biggest irritation, I think, for all of us, and that is load shedding. And that will continue to provide us with challenges in interacting with you. I just want to briefly, so when I spoke about the bigger context, I said that there's Stadio, and I just want to point to the fact that as an institution, we have a mission and a vision, and our mission and vision and our values and our promise to you as students inform everything that we do at every level, from the student support that we provide you to the way in which we design the teaching and learning experiences. And we want to make sure that we widen access, we give you an opportunity to study, and that we prepare you properly for the world of work, for the schooling world out there, and for the TVET sector out there, where the challenges are big and where people like you are desperately needed. And of course, the values of service, quality, integrity, and people focus. We don't always get it right. And I'll talk a little bit about that as we go along in the very limited time that I've got. But just to point to you that you can study in your own time, that we do have an academic promise, and that we promise to ensure to provide you the opportunity to succeed, and a way that fits to your needs as a student, and you'll hear more about that today. And then ultimately, the academic mantra, which is students at the center, learning at the core, and that we will do everything we can to ensure that your experience at Stadio maximizes your opportunity to learn and grow. I'd just like to, let me just double check how much time I've got. Another 5 minutes. So I just want to quickly talk to you a little bit more about being and becoming a professional as you continue on your journey. So we have a professional body that sets out a number of standards in terms of how we must behave as educators. And I think for me, one of the most significant ones is that talks to the way in which teachers conduct themselves and the way in which they earn the respect in their communities and they uphold the dignity of the teaching profession. And I want to say to you that teaching as a profession is not always recognized and valued in the way that it should be. It's hard work. It's challenging. You deal with on a daily basis the most important little people and big people in the schooling sector. And it requires passion and dedication and love for helping others. It's not just a job that you go and do, but it's immensely rewarding. And the reason is that if you think back to the teachers that made a difference in your life and those that actually tore you down, how important it is that what you do in the school ultimately shapes the minds and hearts of a future generation. And you have a crucial role to play in developing our country. We lay the foundation and we prepare the next generation of thinkers and problem solvers. And we provide guidance and we provide support. And many times the teacher is that one person that a child can turn to for some words of encouragement. We also develop their academic skills. We foster their social and emotional development. We encourage their creativity and their curiosity, and we serve as their role models. And I want to just now talk about that in terms of you as a student on your student journey. When you continue on your studies, those of you that are already in the second, third, or fourth year, or those of you who are coming into your teacher qualification for the first time, you are going to interact with one another. You're going to interact with your fellow students, with your lecturers, with the very dedicated and hardworking administrative and support staff. And in all of those places and in the schools when you go to do your teaching practice, you will be representing yourself and you will be representing Stadio. And I want to remind you about the professional behavior that you will be modeling and developing that will take you forward as the kind of teacher that this country needs. And you need to show yourself respect, and you need to embody the attitudes, behaviors, and values of a qualified professional. And that means in the way in which you interact with each other in WhatsApp groups, the way in which you conduct your assessment in the online spaces, whether you take advantage of the many ways in which you can cheat and get support that is offered out there. You're going to be tempted, and I'm sure some of you on your journey have been tempted to seek help and support where you shouldn't, and where you are in effect not presenting your own work. Is that the kind of teacher that you want to be one day? Is that the kind of value that you are going to develop in the children in the classroom when one day you are a teacher or a lecturer in a TVET space? So I want you to think about the way in which you communicate, the way in which you get involved, the way in which you work with one another and within the spaces that we provide you. And when you go out into the schools, the way in which you represent yourself. You need to remember that one day you will be on your student journey an alumni. That qualification that you carry will open doors for you. People will say, I want Stadio, and I'm hearing that more and more. We welcome Stadio students and Stadio teachers into our schools. But you hold that in your hands too, in terms of how you conduct yourself and the kind of graduate that you become one day. So I'd like to encourage you to please apply yourself as much as you can to your studies and to becoming the kind of teacher that this country needs. The last thing I just want to quickly comment on is to remind you that within the School of Education and within Stadio, there are different structures. And I think for those of you coming new into Stadio, possibly from other institutions, in the case of PGCE and Advanced Diploma TVET, sometimes you struggle with the different way in which Stadio does its and manages its students and its processes, as do students coming in from school or who haven't studied for a long time. So you are connected to a campus. If you are undergraduate DL, you are connected to the Musgrave campus. And the Musgrave campus has a head of campus, it has a head of academics, and for you, you will meet your academic manager later on today. And then on your link to your program and your campus, there are your lecturers. So you will encounter your lecturers and your academic manager. In the case of the postgraduate students, you will have your academic manager and the lecturers that teach you. So it's really important to understand that route of communication. At the same time, we have the School of Education, and the School of Education sits across all the contact learning and the distance learning campuses. And for each of your modules, you have a lecturer and a module coordinator. And your communication about your academic matters only go through your lecturer to your module coordinator. And for a number of your modules, we have discipline leaders. These are the academics who have the disciplinary and teaching and learning expertise and experience to ensure that your modules are designed effectively and your lecturers are adequately prepared for you. And today you will meet your program coordinators who look after the overarching program on you. And of course, then there's myself, the head of school, who has responsibility for all of this. So please take heed of that and make sure today you really understand how you need to communicate and work together with these different groups of people who are in place to assist you as you continue along your student journey. I think I've prepped a little over my time, Jacqueline, please forgive me, but I shall end there.
That's no problem at all. Thank you so much, Dr. Browning. I think you just reminded me again about the big, important role our teachers play in our society. And I just want to thank you for your beautiful and motivational message. I'm sure our students receive it in the same way and manner I did. Students, then next on our program today, we're going to just make a slight change. We are first going to go into the QDesk and Buddy program presentation. So we're literally just going to switch points 3 and 4 around. And so today you are going to hear about 3 very important platforms that is such a important part of your studies as a higher education student at Stadio. And the first platform, and definitely not the one that's least important, but the first platform that we're going to take a look at is our QDesk, and then Mr. Diana is also going to speak about the Buddies program. But I first just want to quickly tell you about the importance of QDesk, and that this will be your main channel for communication and queries. And Mr. Diana has done extremely hard work in this space to ensure that our students really do receive quality service and that your queries are dealt with in a timely manner and fashion, and that our students really just get good quality service. So Mr. Diana, thank you so much for your time today. I know you are going to students are going to maybe feel like it's information overload, but the nice thing about doing it online is we obviously will make the recording available. And yeah, we really just want to thank you for your time and all of the hard work that you are doing in this space. So the floor is yours. You can get started.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jacqueline, and good morning, everyone. As introduced, my name is Sebastian Diana, and I am the Service Delivery Manager here at Stadio, at least for the contact learning cluster. So today, I'm just going to very briefly introduce you to the Buddy program, and then I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to take you through the Q desk. I'm going to show you what it's all about. I'm going to show you how you can go about accessing it, logging in, submitting tickets, so on and so forth. So just to frame the kind of the Buddy program and what exactly it is, the Buddy program, many of you would have already been added to your WhatsApp groups by now, is a student support mechanism that we facilitate over WhatsApp. And the idea behind these WhatsApp groups is that we put you into a group with a senior student along with some peers of yours who are studying the same qualification as you. And what we want to do is give you an opportunity to engage and interact with people and other students who are studying towards the same goals as you. So the purpose of these groups really is to establish what I like to refer to as communities of learning. So within these groups, we encourage you to interact with each other, to engage with each other, to support and motivate each other. And in the background, you are going to have a trained buddy, a senior third or fourth year student who has been through the first year hustle. They have gone ahead and they have made their way successfully into being a senior student. So they are well seasoned and well prepared to be able to assist you with the types of questions you might have, point you in the right direction, and just try and help you to navigate the higher education environment as you onboard yourself and begin your studies with us. Now, is something I want to just reiterate. I see there was a question that was asked in the chat about, this is specifically for our PGCE students, asking about subject specialization groups. Now, we don't offer subject specialization groups via the Buddy program. We just do qualification specific groups. So if you're sitting here and you're wondering if you're going to be invited, maybe you've been registered and you haven't yet been added, we receive lists from our student administration teams on a daily basis. And within the next week, we are going to be adding everyone into the group. So if you are hearing about this for the first time and you're worried that you haven't been added into the group just yet, please do not worry. There is enough time for us to get you into the groups and to get you settled and to get you oriented. So please don't start messaging each other, sharing links, etc. We will reach out to you. We will send you an email to both your student email as well as your personal email with a link that you can use. Your buddy's going to introduce themselves. And if you want to participate in the program, all you need to do is click that link and it will automatically join you into your relevant WhatsApp group. Now, something just for everyone to keep in mind as well, if you access the link using your mobile device, then it's not going to be too much of a challenge because you probably have WhatsApp installed. You're going to click that link, it's going to take you through to your WhatsApp app and you're going to get connected to the group. If you access the link on your laptop or on a personal desktop computer, then what you're going to need to do is either download and install the WhatsApp app from the Microsoft Office page, the Microsoft Store, or you need to access WhatsApp web via, I think it's whatsapp.web, if I'm not mistaken, the link, and make sure that you have WhatsApp connected and running in the background so that ultimately when you go ahead and you click that link on your laptop or desktop device, that it will go ahead and connect you to the group. So just something to keep in mind if you're finding that you're clicking the link and it's not working as intended. Just my first port of call would be to advise you to access it on your cell phone, the same one that you have WhatsApp installed, and then you'll get yourself connected. But as I said, the groups are live. We will start sending out emails. We have a number of people in the groups. We will start sending out more invites to you from Monday, and the invites will go out on a daily basis to get you connected to the groups. Now, there's one very important thing I want everyone to be cognizant of when we talk about these Buddy program groups. These are peer support mechanisms. So what that means is the student buddies there, your third and fourth year senior student who is helping and assisting you, is not an SAS administrator or a student support administrator or a member of the C4SS or a finance agent. And what that means is that they are not equipped with the tools to be able to do things like help you with an assessment extension or provide you with a statement. That's where the Q-Desk comes in. So just something for you to keep in mind when engaging and interacting with your buddies and with your peers on the groups is to remain collegial, remain friendly, and to please just understand that your buddy will be using an escalation procedure through me and my team, and we will be able to assist you through them. But your buddy can't physically, as I said, provide you with that statement or solve the problem necessarily on the spot for you. So please keep your expectations realistic, and then I'm sure you won't be disappointed with the experience that you're going to have over the next semester with us. So that covers the buddy program. And as I said, we will start adding you all into the groups from Monday onwards. I'm now going to pivot into the Q-Desk, and I'm just going to share my entire screen with you. And can I please get confirmation from someone in the session that my screen is both visible and that the writing is viewable?
Yes, Seb, I can see it clearly. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. So before I get into the Q-Desk itself and show you how you can get logged in, I just wanted to provide you with a nice little contact sheet that was created for you. And of course, we'll be sharing this with you via the groups. We'll share this with you via email as well once the session has concluded. But this is basically just to let you know who to contact for what on the Q-Desk, and also to explain to you a little bit about what it is. So the Q-Desk that we refer to is a service desk where you can go and you can log requests for support with all of the departments that you will need to have access to during your studies at Stadio. Now, something very important for everyone to keep in mind when I say all of the departments, I'm talking about all of these different departments that we can see when I scroll down. Student administration, and we've got a variety of different options that we can choose. And I know this looks like a lot of information to take in, but as I said, I'm going to show you what it actually looks like on the platform very, very soon. But as I said, we have a student administration, we have applications and registrations. You can contact our learning material team. You can place requests for results and graduation, finance and fees. If you need anything from Jacques-Elise and the team from the Center for Student Success, there's a variety of different options and types of tickets that you can submit, all the way from appointments to assistance with your Smarter Measures and Smarter Measure feedback sessions. You can also book appointments with them, as well as access support for Canvas or ECI. So again, this is where you can go if you have any technical difficulties, if your assessment is disrupted. But one thing you won't see on this list is academic queries. And it's very important for you to be cognizant and understand that the Q-Desk is not for academic queries. If you need assistance with your assignment, if you want feedback on a mark, if you need your lecturer to know something that maybe you're unable to meet a deadline, then you please need to make use of Canvas. Now, Canvas is our learning management system. It's what you're going to log on to access all of your course material and to actually go through the process of learning. So you will use the Q&A forums that are available on each specific course page that you do. And that is where you will engage with your lecturers. And that is where you will ask all of your academic queries. Anything that is non-academic related, as I said, student administration, finance and fees, C4SS, Canvas and ECI, and then a variety of other special requests, which I will show you later on. Those all come through the Q-Desk. Everything else academic related must please be channeled through those Q&A forums on your Canvas course pages. So as I said, I'm going to be sharing this document with you. It's a wonderful visualization of all of the different types of queries and all of the different types of forms that you can go ahead and submit to us. So with that said, I'm just going to quickly jump over to the Q-Desk itself. There we go. And once again, Jacques-Elise, can I just get confirmation that it is visible?
Yes, I can see it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. So colleagues and students, what you are looking at here is the Stadio Q-Desk. Now, in order to access this platform, It's a very nice, simple process. You can go into any web browser, whether it is Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome. You're going to go into your URL and you can type in qdesk.stadio.ac.za. And this is going to, once you hit enter, it's going to load you onto the QDesk homepage here. And from here, the moment you arrive, you can see that we've placed links to all of the other different platforms that might be that you would need to access. So you can go ahead and get access to the MyStadio login page, to the Canvas login page. You can go to ECI if you're a senior student and you're still using that platform. And then of course we have the QDesk login page. Now, once you have arrived on this platform, I want to show you very nice and easily how you can go about getting yourself logged in. Let me just move this over quickly. Okay, so once you arrive on the QDesk homepage, the first thing you're going to notice is a nice big banner at the moment notifying you of first year mark release. So I like to use this homepage and these banners to proactively communicate when things might be delayed, when we're going through what are called high volume periods, because as an institution, things are seasonal. When we're starting the semester and there's registrations going on and mark release happening, then that is when we anticipate that the most amount of tickets and requests for support are going to be logged. So we like to just be proactive about it and keep a realistic expectation in terms of the turnaround times that you can expect. So on those turnaround times, with all of our departments, we have what's called a service level agreement. So your service level agreement will basically dictate how we need, when we need to respond and by when we need to resolve the issue with you. So I want you all to keep in mind that our SLA, or our service level agreement that we have, puts out a 1-day response time and a 3-day resolution time. Now that is our ideal service level agreement, and we try our very best to stick to those response time and those resolution times. And we've gotten very, very good at being able to get fast responses out and get fast resolutions out to you as well. But it's important for you to remain realistic. And as I said, in these times where there's large volumes, sometimes sticking to that SLA can be a little bit difficult. So we will notify you when there are these large spikes in tickets and requests for support. And what we ask is that you just remain patient with us and remain understanding. We are constantly and always working on the background to answer your tickets, to get you the help that you need, to resolve the queries that you're going to have with us. And we use this platform as the primary source of receiving those queries and managing them. So I want to show you now how you can go about getting yourself logged in. So once you've arrived on the QDesk homepage, as I said, the first thing you see is all of these different login buttons. And right in the top right-hand corner, we can see a QDesk login. So we're going to go ahead and select this button. And it's going to take us now to our login portal. You can see we have the option for a student portal as well as an agent portal. Of course, you as students will always use the student portal in order to get yourself access into the system. Now, something that's very, very, very important for everyone to understand, and it's a nice big red banner that says, if you cannot remember your @stadio.ac.za username and password, you please need to contact your relevant IT help desk email address. So for everyone attending this session, that email address is going to be ithelpdesk-dl@stadio.ac.za. Now that email address, if you have any problems, you've forgotten your password, you're trying to log into your Microsoft Office account, you are trying to activate your student email address, and you're running into difficulties and you need a little bit of help, that email address is going to be your first email and your first port of call when you need assistance with your Microsoft Office account. And the reason why it is important for you to know that is because this Microsoft Office account that I'm talking about is your student email address. It's also what you're going to use to log into Canvas, and it's also what you're going to use to log into the QDesk. So your student email address, it's your student number @stadio.ac.za. And then that password that you use to log into your student email, it's going to be the same password that you use to log into Canvas, and it's going to be the same password that you use to get yourself logged into the QDesk. So with that said, let's actually go through the process of logging in. And once we click Stadio Student Portal, it's going to take us through now to a Microsoft login page, as I discussed. And from here, we can go ahead and we can type in our student information or our student number at stadio.ac.za. So for me, I have my own little test account that we're going to use. It's going to ask you to get signed in. And then, of course, you're going to put in your password and you're going to go ahead and get connected. Now, as a security measure, you're always going to need to verify your identity every so often. So in this case, if you have an authenticator set up, you can make use of it. In my situation, I'm just going to need to get a little text pin sent to me. So I'm just going to have that done, and we're going to just bear with me for 1 second while I wait for that, that confirmation to come through. There we go. I think Microsoft is still waking up on the other side of the world. Okay. And once we hit enter, once we have verified our identity, we're going to go ahead and get logged in. And the first thing you're going to notice once you've got yourself logged in is that we have access to a variety of different features available on this support portal over here. So we have the ability to browse articles, to view our tickets, to submit a ticket, and I'll take you through those different functionalities soon. But what I really want to focus on for now is what is called our knowledge base over here. So as you can see in the knowledge base, we have a variety of different support articles, frequently asked questions, etc. This is an ever-growing and ever-expanding, I guess, base of knowledge. That's why it's a knowledge base, I assume, that you will be able to have access to access any types of guides, tutorials, any kind of frequently asked questions that we want to have available to you. You can go ahead and you can access it using the knowledge base here. And you'll see nice and easily, there is a guide titled How to Log into the QDesk, and you can access this without even having to log in. There is also a guide here advising you on how you can go about submitting a ticket. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the articles because I'm going to be showing you how we can go about submitting our ticket. So let's just scroll ourselves all the way back up to the top. And I just want to show you two important things. So in the top right-hand corner, you'll see we have our knowledge base, tickets, and then the ability to submit a ticket. Now, these three buttons here are the same, will take you to the same place if you use these support cards sitting in the middle of your screen. So where we see browse articles, this will take you to the knowledge base. Where we see view all tickets, this will take you to the ticket view page. Where we see submit a ticket, of course, that is where we can also go ahead and submit a ticket directly with the team. So let's actually go ahead and see what it's like to submit a ticket and access support at Stadio. So we're going to go ahead and we can choose either option to go ahead and move over into that ticket submission page. Now, again, there's a nice little important notice. You can see I like red banners because I want it to be eye-catching. I want you to read it. I want you to engage with it. And it asks you very nicely to please do not submit multiple tickets. So when you get to the point of actually submitting a ticket, and there's a little button where you can go to click submit, it's absolutely not necessary for you to click the button 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 times. All that's going to do is send multiple requests and generate multiple tickets. Now, we do have mechanisms in the background to be able to manage that. So it's not the end of the world if you accidentally submit 1 or 2 or 3 tickets at the same time. But again, I'm just asking you to be aware of the fact that we don't want you to be flooding the system with tickets. So please just be patient, fill out the form as I'm going to show you, click submit, and wait for your ticket to be submitted. Now, when we get down to it, we can see we have a very nice and clear instruction. Please choose the correct form below, and an advisory to make sure to scroll down to see the full list of available forms. If we click here, we can see from the drop-down menu, all of those different categories that I spoke about when I shared this document over here with you are all available to you in this drop-down menu. So student administration, a request for an academic transcript, application and registration queries, if you need any questions about your learning materials and Wisebooks. When it comes to it, for when results are released and when it's time to graduate, you can access support related to your results and graduation. If you ever need a replacement certificate, you can go ahead and place that request with us. Anything related to finance and fees, submitting a proof of payments, needing payment plans, etc. You can always go ahead and make use of the finance and fees options. We've got the Center for Student Support, along with the option to book an appointment. We've got our Canvas and our ECI support as well. And then we get down to what are called our SPA forms. We have a variety of different requests that you can place. So starting with a viewing of a summative assessment, a request for an assessment extension. If you need a concession for whatever reason, you can go ahead and initiate the process here. If you want to cancel or withdraw from your studies, this is where you can go about doing it. But I ask that you don't. Thank you. And then we also have the ability to request to defer our studies. You can go ahead and request for a change in study mode. You can change your qualification. If you're doing contact learning and you want to change your campus of studies, you can make that request. If you need to get a diagnostic test done for all of our PGCE students that are coming in, this is going to be a very important one for that conversational language module you're going to need to do. If you're already feeling like you can, if you're competent in the language and you want to get a diagnostic test done, you can go ahead and place that request. You can also initiate requests for recognition of prior learning. And then if it ever comes to it and you need to place a request for a supplementary exam or special exam, then you can go ahead and place it here. And you will see right at the bottom, there is the option for you to submit feedback. So we at Stadio, very realistic about our support. Sometimes things don't always go according to plan and you need another place in order to follow up. You need another place to maybe provide us with feedback on your experience, whether it's good or it's bad, or you just need to escalate the issue because you've been waiting for a couple of days and you're getting stressed and you want to have a response out and you're feeling like you need that extra little bit of communication. You can go ahead and you can use the submit feedback form. I'm going to show you what it looks like. You can see the moment I select the option, now generates, a form for you to fill out. And all we ask for is a brief description as well as any more information about what type of feedback or what issue you are escalating. These submit feedback forms come directly to me. I will be assigned that ticket and I will be the one who answers you and assists you. So you can think of it as an escalation procedure if you want to, and as well as the option for you to provide both positive and negative feedback depending on the experience that you are having with us. What you will see very nice and standard at the bottom of every single form is the ability to add an attachment. So we can go ahead and we can click add attachment, and we can see we can go ahead and do that. Something important to keep in mind about adding these attachments is that there is a 20 megabyte maximum file size limit. So that means either one file, 20 megabytes large, or four files that are four files that are 5 megabytes large. So it's way too early on a Saturday morning for me to be doing simple, quick maths. But the point remains, if it exceeds that 20 megabyte maximum limit, it is going to drop off your attachment. So what you can do is make use of OneDrive, make use of SharePoint, whatever type of online storage mechanism that you might use. And what you can do is you can upload it onto that online file sharing site. You can generate a shareable link and you can chuck it into the description over here. And when we need to access those documents, we simply click the link, and it's a nice, easy way for us to circumvent that maximum file size limit. So there's a very important couple of other forms that I think we should take the time to go through. We have what's called a request for an assessment extension. Now, this one is an important one for you to all know about. I'm going to show you what the form looks like. And it's very, very, very important that you familiarize yourself with the process, because if you miss an assessment or a deadline for whatever reason, you're going to need to come onto the Q desk and you're going to need to submit a request for an assessment extension. You're going to need to fill out the form in as accurate detail as possible. Tell us what the assessment type is, the name of the assessment, and that is as it appears on Canvas. So maybe SS1, SS2, SS3, SS4, the due date of the assessment, as well as the reason for your extension. So you can see that we have provided a limited list of reasons for you to be able to qualify for an assessment extension. It's very important that you do your level best to meet your deadlines as and when they come to you. If you do miss an assessment, you do need to have a valid reason, and you do need to be able to provide us with proof. Hence why we have left it for things like medical reasons, religious commitments, deaths of an immediate family, work responsibilities, and other extenuating circumstances. You'll then need to go ahead and please motivate your request and include any supporting documentation. And you'll need to acknowledge that you have attached that supporting document, as well as attached the proof of payment that you can then go ahead. Once you have attached any of all of those things, you can go ahead and click submit. So this is just a very brief overview of what the system is going to look like for you. So I just want to show you very quickly what we can do when we've actually gone ahead and submit a ticket. So I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to submit a request for feedback here. So I'm just going to very quickly type in test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. Now I have completed the form. I'm ready to go ahead and submit my ticket now. And the moment I submit the ticket, there we go. We can see that the ticket has been created. And we can see that you have been given a ticket ID. So in my case, my ticket ID is 43720. And the best piece of advice I can give you, whether you're walking into campus, whether you're phoning us, whether you're getting assistance through the WhatsApp groups, log a ticket, have a reference number for us to go to onto the QDesk and assist you from there. It will be the easiest and fastest way for you to get help if we can go and find a point of reference using that ticket number that you have already submitted. And then we can go ahead, we can find your request, and someone within the support team will be able to help you as soon as possible. So what's nice about the support portal as well is that you'll see that there's no need for you to now go ahead and wonder what is happening with your ticket. We can see that you reported it less than a minute ago. We can see the content of it. We can also see that it is currently in the queue waiting to be assigned. Now, from this ticket page, you are able to add comments as well as attachments. You can also reply to people if it is necessary, and that if it is part of the process and you have been, we've requested additional information from you, you can go ahead and click reply and you can send us a response. You can also then add people. So for example, if you are submitting a finance ticket and you need to request a statement on behalf of your account payer and you want your account payer to be included in that process, you can come once you have submitted the ticket, click add people, and then you can add whoever you want into the CC, and any responses that we send out will be sent out to the person that you have added by using the add people group. You then also have the option to close the issue. Now, please keep in mind that if you close the issue, it's going to close the ticket on our side and we're not going to be able to assist you. So please only close the issue if you are absolutely certain and happy with the resolution that has been provided to you. Otherwise, if you close it too early, the ticket's going to get resolved and we're not going to be able to assist you further unless we pick up on it and we reopen the ticket. So before I finish off, there's one last thing that I want to discuss about the assessment, about this QDesk portal. There are two ways in which you can interact and engage with support once you have submitted the ticket. So let me start again. To access support and to submit a ticket, you have to come onto the QDesk. You can't email us. You can't email a administrator or a person's staff email address. You must come onto the QDesk and you must submit a request for support using the portal and using the forms that we have provided to you. Once you have submitted the ticket, you have the choice of where you want to manage the interaction. So you can either manage it here on the portal where I'm sharing my screen with you, or you can manage it in your student email. So the moment you log a ticket, you are going to get an email confirmation. It's also going to have that ticket number attached to it. And it's going to say, we have confirmed that we have received your ticket. and then you can receive responses within your Outlook. You can reply to us within Outlook. You can add attachments within Outlook. So the only time you are required and forced to engage with the QDesk is to actually submit the ticket. If you want to handle the interactions, you have the choice between your student email address or the portal itself available to you here. I do encourage you to use the portal. It's got nice pieces of information that will help to keep you updated on where the ticket is in the queue, has it been assigned to a person, are we working on it, etc. You'll be able to see all of those support requests and all of those kind of actions and interactions that take place on the portal here. So again, I think I have gone a little bit over time, Jacqueline. So as always, I am eternally sorry for doing so, but I thank you all very, very much for your time today. It's always really lovely to do these sessions, and I wish you all the best of luck with your new studies and your new year ahead. And I really look forward to providing you with the necessary support you need to flourish and become the next fantastic generation of teachers and educators. So thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Diana. As always, it doesn't matter that you've gone over a little bit of time, but because you shared such valuable information with our students, and I really, I feel like our students are really privileged to have the QDesk because it's a one-stop platform where they literally can have access to all of the important platforms. And I know that you've done a lot of work in that space to make it such a user-friendly platform. So thank you so much for that. Students, then we are going on to our next presenter. She is very passionate about all things student administration and support, and she's going to take you through Mastadia, which is another important platform that Mr. Diana just mentioned about or briefly touched on just now. And this platform is extremely important because this is the platform that you will be using when you are wanting to access your final results for your modules. And she's also going to touch on assessment administration. And this is our very own Deputy Registrar, Ms. Ishara Ramlal. She has joined. So, Ms. Ramlal, are you ready for us today? There we go.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And I just want to take this opportunity to extend our warmest welcome to our new students as you embark on this incredible journey into higher education. We understand that the transition to higher education can be both exciting and challenging. So please know that in addition to the academic support, we also have the student administration and support services team that are available to help you to adapt and support you throughout this journey. I'm going to quickly share my screen. If somebody can just say if you can see.
I can see it. It's just still in slideshow mode, so I don't know if you maybe want to start the presentation.
Is it okay now?
Perfect.
Okay, great. So as Mrs. van Schalkwijk has introduced me, I am the Deputy Registrar for Stadio School of Education, and the student administration and support team in both the distance learning undergraduate and postgraduate programs report to me. And we have a wonderful team who are always approachable and who are always willing to assist you. So I want you to always take this opportunity to reach out to the teams for assistance. I quickly want to introduce you to Amber Smith, who's in the postgraduate team, Kayla Ann Smalley, Dylan Kutsa, Sanalia Ramlal, who's the team leader for applications and registrations, Dorothy Swan, who is the team leader for results and graduation, and Rihanna Petersa, who is the team leader for student support. Students, I just want to inform you there are more staff members who have joined the postgraduate team who have not been included in the slide because they hadn't provided me with their pictures at the time. but please note that we do have more support staff, and that there are enough support staff to reach out to in the postgraduate team. In the undergraduate team, we have Ntombi Saziwa, we have Georgia Marais, we have Tembekile Sabia, we have Alden Pillay, we have Kumbalani Menuka. Sorry, apologies. Kumbalani has left. He's no longer with us. We now have Desmond Bomela, and we have Suvika Diodat, who is the team leader for applications and registrations, and Vandana Singh, who is the team leader for student support. So our distance learning offices are both on the Centurion campus and on the Musgrave campus. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 6 p.m. on the weekdays, until 5 p.m. on a Friday, and 8:30 to 1 p.m. on a Saturday. You can contact us via email, telephone, or you can go to the nearest campus for assistance. As Mr. Diana has explained, all our queries go via the QDesk, and this is via a ticket-based system. Ideally, we would like to stick to an SLA of 48 hours, but during bottleneck periods and busy periods such as registration and when we are finalizing results, for example, it may take longer for you to get a response. But Mr. Diana has also mentioned that we will communicate with you during these periods. Just to let you know that all academic queries are dealt with by the lecturers, and you can do that via the QDesk, or you can email them directly through your messenger, Canvas messenger, or email. All finance queries are dealt with directly by the finance department. So how can the student administration and support team help you? They or we are responsible for the student information management system, which is MyStadio, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later on. We help you with your study pathways, with your curriculum and your language choices, especially in the B.Ed programs, the conversational languages in your postgrad programs. We help you with all your registration processes. So we will do your registration for you, finalize the registration, ensure you have a registration confirmation, ensure that you have access to all the portals, that you can access your learner management systems if you're using Canvas, and ECI for our fourth year students. We also assist you with our general support, which is if you need to request, for example, a letter confirming that you are registered for medical aid purposes, if you need to print an academic transcript, if you need assistance for assessment administration, which Mr. Diana has touched on the process and on the QDesk, but I will also explain a little bit further. And then obviously, we also help you with all the processes that go with graduation at the end of your studies. So the types of queries we receive, the most common ones are if you are unable to submit an assessment timelessly or when it is due, or write an exam due to maybe medical reasons, that in your immediate family, or religious reasons. You need to follow the request for assessment extension process, and this can be done via QDesk. And you will also find, you can also download a form on MyStadio. Ideally, we would like you to follow the QDesk process because it's all done in one system and it's easily managed from the electronic systems. And then if you want to change your personal information, for example, if you need to change your surname due to marriage, update your contact details or address, we can help you with that. If you require letter of registration confirmation, if you need access to your portals, for example, Canvas, MyStadio, or QDesk, and then for module selections and progression rules, we can advise you and help you there. In terms of overcrediting, how many modules you are allowed to take in a semester, and if we can go and allow you to extend an additional module, for example, if you failed a module, which I'm hoping that won't be the case. Okay, also in terms of official communication is between Stadio and you as a student is through your student email address. And I'm hoping that you have already activated your email address. Remember, it's a single sign-on. So once you've activated your email address, you'll use the same username and password for your for the other systems that we use, for example, MyStadio and Canvas. So we just want to remind you that no communication will be sent to your personal email address. We also encourage you to email us using your student email address and to also indicate in your subject line your student number if you have not, for example, yet activated because you have a challenge. If you, for now, first-year students, we will allow you to use your personal email address, but please type in your student number in the subject line, and please reach out to our IT officers for assistance to help you to activate that student email address. And then our student portals that you will be using is QDesk, very important for all your queries. You must go via QDesk. And Mr. Diana has covered that process with you. Canvas is your learner management system for all our first-year students. Some of our second, third, or fourth-year students are still using ECI, but if you're first year, you will only be using Canvas. And then obviously MyStadio, where you can access your biographical details, your results. You can access the online library via MyStadio. Okay. Okay, I've covered MyStadio. So we talk about your personal information. We house all your personal information there. You can see, you can inform us if it's incorrect. Students, I know when you originally would have done the application via CRM, some of you didn't type in your correct names. For example, you would have typed in your middle name and your surname, or you swapped it around. You put your surname where your first name should be. Please check on MyStadio that these details are correct, because when you are ready to graduate, we pull this information from MyStadio onto your certificate, and we want to ensure that all the information on your certificate is correct. Check that your ID number, all the digits are correct. If it's a South African ID number, that there are 13 digits and not 12, and you've missed out a digit. Please, that is very important, especially for our students who are doing the one-year programs, because at the end of the academic year, you will graduate. You need to ensure all your details are correct. On MyStadio, you will also find all your registration details. That is the modules you are registered for in each semester. This will also include the support programs that you are registered for. You can access the timetables, the student handbook and academic policies, the student rule book, the student disciplinary code, request application forms. So if you're requesting an extension, or you want to request a remark, or request a supplementary examination, you'll find all these forms are on MyStadio, and then notices and communication. So this is what MyStadio looks like to you. You'll be able to see on the home page, you'll find the notice board where you got all your notices. So we will be able to post the recent notices on the notice board. And then just to let you know, the blue ribbon is for School of Education. We have a section for our first year students, and then a section for our returning students, so second, third, and fourth year students. And we would be, some of the information are old here. I apologize, colleagues and students. I did not change the slide, which I used in my in the January presentation. But so you know, the attachments and links here have been updated for you. You will be able to pick up your welcome letter if you missed it in the communication. You can see here there's also a document on how to activate your new Stadio email address and access Canvas. You'll see there is the ancillary fees on what you need to pay if you're applying for an extension. And there will be fees that you will pay for your modules for each program. Okay, and then also your book lists. You can access the book lists here on MyStadio. And then you got the results tab. Obviously, if you're a first-year student, you won't see any results now. But our second, third, and fourth-year students, if you click on the results tab, you'll be able to access your results. The calendar, the online library, the online learning platform, which is Canvas. It will take you directly to Canvas. Then your registration tab here to show you your modules you are registered for in each period. And then the Stadio QDesk to log a ticket. Okay. And then students, I just want to inform you, you may have this perception that as a distance learning student, you will not have any venue-based assessments. Please note that the Stadio School of Education has both online and venue-based assessments, and you will be informed by your lecturer what modules will require venue-based assessments. Okay, then for assessment extensions, as we have mentioned, both Mr. Diana and myself, that all applications must be submitted via the QDesk portal. We also, on the QDesk portal, when you go into the extension process, you will see the reasons that we allow, for example, medical reasons, a death in your immediate family, or any other extenuating circumstances. We encourage you to please attach your supporting evidence and to submit the application fee, and note that you must submit it within 3 days of the missed assessment. And students, I want to explain why we say within 3 days of the missed assessment. It's because you've missed the assessment, and some students will say that they got sick the day before on the day of the assessment, and we do understand that. But we want you to start preparing for your assessments in advance. And then if you have missed it, we are saying that you've just missed the final stages of submitting that assessment. So you haven't, cleaned up your typing, or you haven't finished the typing of the document, or attached your pictures, or whatever you needed to do in that assignment. And that now you want to just have an extra day or whatever. And then we want to reopen the portal for you within 5 days of that assessment, and we want you to resubmit it. If you do not submit it within that extension period, there is no other opportunity, because it means that the academic staff has to set another assessment for you. So please, students, we want to encourage you to, as far as possible, to submit it within the due dates. And if you cannot, and we know that there will be circumstances where you cannot, to apply within 3 days of the assessment and to try and complete it during the extended period. So just some points on the student administration and support team. We do not tolerate any discrimination, race, any bribes or vulgarity towards any staff member in any protocol, or the protocols of a future educator must be followed. We encourage you not to send the same email repetitively if you have not received a response immediately, as this causes a delay in a response to you and the pool of inquiries increase. We also would like to encourage you to communicate through your buddy WhatsApp groups. Then from the distance learning support team, we would like to wish you all the best on your journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ramlal, for all of that valuable and important information. Students, before we go into our next presentation, I just quickly want to remind you and recap what Ms. Ramlal and Mr. Diana said about the platform. So sometimes students get a little bit confused about these different platforms. So QDesk is the platform you will use to log all of your queries, do assessment extension applications. If you have any questions relating to your studies and the administration of that, you will use your QDesk, the QDesk platform. QDesk also gives you access to the MyStadio platform. You can access MyStadio, Canvas through the QDesk portal. And then Ms. Ramnal just spoke about the My Stadia platform, which you will be using to access all of those valuable documents, as well as this will be the platform that you will use to get access to your final results. So it's important for you to familiarize yourself with these platforms and to understand which platform is used for what type of function. And then also just a reminder that, remember, you will not log academic related queries via the QDesk. So for example, if you have a question about content of your module that you are doing, you won't log a ticket on QDesk. You will use either the inbox function on Canvas, which we're going to go through just now, to contact your lecturer, or you will make use of the Q&A function on your Canvas module page to ask a question there. So then we are getting to our third platform that we're going to cover today, and that is Canvas. And our learning technology unit colleague who's actually working in the background today, who's making sure that all of the links are set up and that the streaming is taking place successfully. Mr. Adam Trotter, he's going to show a really good explanation video today about Canvas and how you can utilize the platform and what you can use it for. So just before we do that, remember, Canvas is going to be your best friend when it comes to accessing resources, information on your modules, important dates, assessment information. So without any further ado, Mr. Trotter, you have the floor.
Will do. Thank you very much. Let me just share. Sorry, I've got a lot of tabs open at the moment. So I'm going to quickly just do a quick introduction on how to access Canvas. And then once I've done that, I have 2 short videos that quite nicely detail how you can do various things on Canvas. So you'd need to log in to Office 365. You can do that by going to office365.com. It'll then ask you to log in using the Stadio details that you were provided for when you registered with Stadio. So I'm just waiting for the code to come through. Once you're on the Office 365 homepage, I'd recommend going to the app launcher. In the app launcher, once you've accessed Canvas, you'll be able to find it here. Alternatively, you can go explore all your apps. And further down, you should find Canvas here. Once you click on it, it will redirect you to the Canvas page. And it may ask you to log in again. You will use the same details that you used earlier. You just need to scroll down, log in with a Stadio email address, and then hopefully it will log in. And it'll take you to your dashboard. Another quick and convenient way to do it is to do it through the QDesk. You just click on the Canvas login page and it should take you directly to your dashboard as well. I'm just going to share the videos that I've got, and then this will give a brief introduction on how to navigate Canvas. Jacques, can you just confirm that you can see the video?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Good day. Today I'm going to show you how to navigate your way through Canvas. If you have logged into Canvas, the first thing you will see is your dashboard. On the left-hand side of the page, you will get your global navigation menu. This menu will allow you to access features that are frequently used. In this menu, you will get your accounts, dashboard, courses, calendar, inbox, history, studio, and help. If you want to access your user information, please click on Accounts. A menu will expand that will show you your notifications, profile, files, and settings. If you want to set up your notifications, please click on Notifications. Notifications will allow you to change or to update your notifications using the notification icon. This will allow you to get notifications immediately a daily summary of your notification, a weekly summary, or turn notifications off. You will be able to enable your notifications for the different course activities listed in the notification menu. Once we go to your profile, you will see that you will be able to update your profile picture. You can update your profile picture by clicking on the pencil. This will allow you to update a picture, take a picture, or use an avatar. You can upload a picture by clicking on the picture, and this will allow you to take a picture from your desktop. You can take a picture, and this will ask you to use your camera. You will have to click allow to take a picture. Once you have taken or uploaded a picture or chosen an avatar, please click on save. When we go into the files option, the files option will allow you to upload a folder and upload any files from your computer. You will be able to add a folder by clicking on the plus folder option. You will be able to enter the name of the folder and click on create. You will be able to upload a picture by clicking on the upload option. This will allow you to upload any PDF, PowerPoint, or image that you would like to use in this folder. Let's have a look at settings. When you're going into your settings will allow you to add an email, another email address, and contact information. If we go back to the dashboard, you will see the dashboard will have different course views or dashboard views. You will be able to change the dashboard view by clicking on the three dots. The course menu, this displays a course view of your favorite courses, and each course can include up to 4 tabs which represent clickable icons such as announcements, assignments, discussions, and files. If you click on your list view, you will see this will display an agenda of your graded and non-graded items that your lecturer has designated to you. The last dashboard view is your recent activity. Recent activity will display the recent notifications for all your courses. For example, your announcements, discussions, assignments, and quizzes. Let's go to your courses. Courses, this menu will display all your favorite courses. And if you did not select any favorite courses, the menu will display all the current courses you have been enrolled in. Let's set up your favorite courses. You will be able to set up your favorite courses by clicking on All Courses. All courses will allow you to click your favorite courses. You will be able to do that by clicking on the star. You will know it's a favorite course or set as a favorite if the star has a color. If you go to calendar, the calendar is a wonderful way to view everything that you must do for all your courses in one place. You will be able to set your calendar in a week view, month view, or agenda. If you want to add an agenda, please, or create a new event, please click on the plus button. This will allow you to make your own to-do list by giving it a title, choose a date, give it a time, choose in which calendar it needs to be, and give more detailed information. You will have to click submit before it will display in your calendar. Please remember when you use the calendar to click the boxes on the right-hand side of the calendar, otherwise it's not going to show on your calendar. When we go into your inbox will allow you to compose messages and to view all the messages or communications sent to you via Canvas. You will be able to filter it by clicking on all courses and choose the course you have been enrolled in. You will be able to filter your inbox by clicking on the inbox menu, and this will allow you to filter it by unread, stored, sent, archived, or submission content. If you want to compose a new message, please click on the Compose a New Message icon. This will allow you to choose which course you want to send a message to. You will be able to click and give this message a subject. And if you want to send it to an individual message to each participant, this will allow you to do it by clicking on the box. Please compose your message. You will also be allowed to type in a message or to upload a file or use a video or audio recording. Once you have composed your message, please click on the Send button. If we look at the history in the global navigation menu, history will allow you to view your recent pages that you have worked on. This will display your pages for up to 3, or the history for up to 3 weeks for each Canvas course. When we go to your studio will allow you to take recordings directly in Canvas by clicking on the Record button. This will allow you to screen capture or use a webcam capture. If you want to upload videos that is located on your computer or on YouTube, please click on Add Video. This will give you 2 options. This will allow you to browse it from your files or add a video from YouTube. Or you will be able to add the URL link in this tab. If we go to Help in the course navigation menu, this will allow you to get Canvas support for 24/7. And you will be able to chat to any Canvas support member by clicking on Chat with Canvas Support for Students. Once you have clicked on Chat with Canvas Support for Students, you will see the following screen will appear. Please use your first name in this box, last name, email address, the subject that you would like to choose, your role, it will always be student, and choose the option that fits best to your issue. Once you have filled in all this information, please click on Start Chatting. A Canvas agent will be with you in a short amount of time. When we go back to Dashboard, you will see on your dashboard, on the right-hand side of the page, it has a to-do list. The to-do list will help you to know what assignments are due and what upcoming events in all your courses. In your recent feedback will allow you to view your feedback on assignments, quizzes, discussions. You will be able to view your feedback by clicking on the link. The next tab you will get on the right-hand side is your View Grades. If you click on View Grades, you will be able to view your grades for all your courses. You can arrange it by due date, assignment groups, modules, and names.
Just start up the next video quickly.
Good day. Today I'm going to show you how to access your courses. Once you have logged into Canvas, the first thing you will see is your dashboard. If you look on your dashboard, you will see all the courses that you have been enrolled in. If you want to access a specific course, click on the course. Once you have clicked on the course, you will see that it takes you to the home page of the course. On the left-hand side of the course, you will see a course navigation bar. This will include your home page, announcements, assignments, quizzes, and grades. If you want to view your announcements, you will be able to click on Announcements. This will allow you to view all announcements that has been made by your lecturer. If you want to view the announcement in full, you will just be able to click on the title. You will also be able to view your announcements. If you go back to the home page, the announcement will also be there in the to-do list. Let's go to the second one on your course navigation bar. This is called Assignments. You will be able to click on Assignments, and this will display all your upcoming assignments. You will have Turnitin assignments or file and media upload assignments. Let's look at the Turnitin assignment. If you open the Turnitin assignment, you will see it displays the available and due date, the points, submission, and attempts allowed. If you go to the bottom of the page, you will see an upload submission. If you click on upload submission, the following screen will appear. This will allow you to upload a file. If you click on choose file, this will take you to your computer. You will be able to click on a file you would like to choose and click on the open. Once you have clicked the file you would like to use, please click on upload and review. Turnitin will allow you to review your paper before submitting the paper to Turnitin. Once you have reviewed your paper and you are happy with the paper, click on the submit to Turnitin. This will then show you a screen that says submission complete. Once your submission is complete, you will see that it will show you the paper title, when this paper has been uploaded, the grades. This will only be visible to students once the lecturer has graded the Turnitin submission, and the similarity report. If we click on the paper title, it will take you to Turnitin. In Turnitin, you will be able to see your similarity report. This will display the match overview, so how much plagiarism you have in this paper. And it will also show you all the resources that this plagiarism has come from. You will also be able to download your current view, a digital receipt, or the original submitted file. If we go back, you will then be able to resubmit your paper if you're not happy with the plagiarism percentage. Or you will be able to download the paper, or you will be able to download a digital receipt. The digital receipt will be downloaded onto your computer. You will be able to open your digital receipt. This will show you the submission author, assignment title, submission title, first name, the file size, paper count, word count, character count, submission date, and submission ID. If we go back, let's look at assignment that you must upload a file. If you click on assignment 2, you'll see it will also give you the due date, the points, submission, available dates, and how many attempts you will have. If you click on Start Assignment, this will allow you to upload a file, media, Google Drive, Office 365, and Studio. If you want to upload a file, you will just click on Upload a File. This will allow you to choose a file from your computer. If you want to use the Studio, it will take you back to your Studio recordings. You will then just be able to select it and embed. After you have uploaded your files or your recordings, you can just click on Submit Assignment. And this is how you will see if your submission has gone through. It will show you have submitted on this time. If you go to the next one in the course navigation bar, this is called your quizzes. You will see also your assignment quizzes. So we have a class test. If we go into your class test, you'll be able to take the quiz. This will also show you the due date, available date, points, and the amount of questions and the time limit. You will be able to take the quiz only when it is available to you. So if we go to take this quiz, you will see you will be able to click on the options you would like and click on next if you're ready to submit. This is how quizzes will be. You will also get true and false quizzes, multiple choice quizzes, essay quizzes, or you will be able to upload a file. If you go into grades, the next one in the course navigation menu, you will be able to view the grades. You will also be able to arrange your grades in your assignment group, due date, modules, or by name. If I go back to the dashboard and click on the course, you'll see you will have an assessment guide as well as a study guide. So the different schools will have different places where your assessment guide and your study guide will be. So for the School of Commerce, your study guide and assessment guide will be under module overview. For the School of Education, your assessment and study guide will be under module overview. And this is how you can access and navigate your way through Canvas.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, Adam, for that. Students, I saw one or two of you have mentioned that this is quite a lot of information and that you feel like you're going to not like keep up and know how to access Canvas and how to navigate on it, please remember that the recording will be made available next week. Those of you who want to join or you who have accessed it via the YouTube link, it's already on YouTube, so you can even go and have a look at the recording after today's session. So please don't stress. And also, you're not alone. So if somewhere throughout the process you get lost, we will be here to assist you. You simply just log a ticket on QDesk and we will gladly assist you with making sure that you feel confident and at ease with navigating on Canvas. So with that being said, that is then the end of the first session of today. And I quickly want to just share my PowerPoint with you again, just to remind you of what's happening after this session. So remember, this was the first national session where we focused on topics that's relevant to both postgraduate and undergraduate students. And our postgraduate students, you will have 3 sessions today, and our undergraduate students, you will have 2 sessions today. So our undergraduate students, those of you who don't have any other questions, and all of your questions have been answered in the Q&A, you are more than welcome to leave the session now and then to join your second session at 10:15, so 10:15. Our postgraduate students, you also, if you have any questions, we still have a few minutes and we'll gladly answer your questions in the Q&A if you have questions that hasn't been answered in this first session. But you will join your second session also 10:15, but that will be your postgraduate general program session. And then after that session, you will have a third session, which will be your qualification specific program. So that's a wrap for session 1. Please ensure that you attend your second and the postgraduate students, your third session. And we will see you in those links as well. We will share I'll quickly share those links with you in the chat, just so that if there are some of you scared that you're going to join the wrong link, then you know which link to access. And then, yeah, take a break. If you have something quick you want to do, quickly go do that. But remember, at 10:15, we will start with our second session.
Dear students, I have put the link to the various sessions in the chat. Please use them to go to the session for your specific qualification. Everybody, I will be closing the main session, main Zoom session now. Please go and join various program-specific meetings that are currently happening. Thank you very much for attending.